Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. I am Surbhi and this is Perspective 360 Degree, your one-stop solution for current affairs, descriptive writing and answer writing evaluation. Festival season is on. I hope you celebrated Diwali very well. I hope it was happy for you, and I hope that it brings a lot of success for all of the aspirants watching. And because of the festival season, this video is not going to be live. It's a recorded session that you're watching with me. So, just one change that would happen is that the live chat or the live discussions that we carry out every day in every discussion here, that won't be applicable. You can still chat in the live section, but I won't be able to reply. So if you want replies from our side, use the YouTube comment section after watching this video. The topic for today is millets. As we all know that 2023 was announced as the International Year of Millets by United Nations back in 2017-18. So this topic is very important, especially from NABARD Grade A Phase 2 point of view, which we are currently focusing on till the phase 2 is conducted. First of all, let's look at why has it been in news. First of all, you don't want this topic in news because this entire year is dedicated to millets and importance of millets. So there are few news that there are few headlines. The United Nations declares 2023 the International Year of Millets. That's from June. Business matters. Why did UN declare 2023 as the International Year of Millets? That is one of the latest headlines that we have, not from June, but this one is the latest one. And EPW, Economic and Political Weekly, recently covered an issue called Sustainability of India's Millet Business. Does India trade in millets a lot? Or how much production of millets is happening in India and why? Can it expand? Can we actually make money out of it? Can we help double our farmers' income with the help of millets? So all these questions will be answered today. The relevance of this topic from NABARD Grade A point of view lies in the food security in India, issues in food security in India, one. Second, you can relate it with agriculture as well. I have not highlighted it, but I think that goes without saying. Paper 2 is especially completely with regards to agriculture. It is a special paper on agriculture. So anywhere in paper 2, you can be asked in paper 2, section 2, the agriculture part, you can be asked this question anywhere. For RBI Grade B, you have a topic called Sustainable Development and Environmental Issues because we'll be studying the environmental benefit or environment aspect of millets today. So this is important. And second topic, and which holds direct relevance, is Indian agriculture. For SEBI Grade A, this topic is not directly relatable, but kindly hold on if you're preparing for SEBI Grade A exam. This might help you with your English writing skills. After the NABARD phase 2 happens, NABARD Grade A phase 2 is actually conducted, we will shift to more technical topics which will hold more relevance for RBI and SEBI like exams. But as of now, we are focusing a little bit more on crops, agriculture and topics of NABARD Grade A. First of all, let's look at the expected question. Look at this. Millets hold immense potential benefits for climate smart agriculture and to ensure the nutritional and food security of the country. Explain. Answer for 15 marks for 600 words. Now, if you look at this question closely, basically they are appreciating millets, and they are appreciating millets in two parts. First of all, for climate smart agriculture, that millets are your go-to food or go-to crops for climate smart agriculture, and secondly, to ensure nutritional and food security of the country. So I would prefer, had I been at your place, I would have answered this in two parts. But to answer that in two parts, you should have adequate content, adequate number of points available with you. You can as well write just 4 or 5 points with respect to this answer, and you will be good to go. But let's see how can we play around, with creativity, with adding some data, some recent examples from all the articles that we have researched on to bring this topic discussion to you. I'm sharing the answer blueprint with you. As usual, our answer would be written in 3 parts, comprising of introduction, main body and conclusion. So your answer content has to be divided according to these 3 parts. Your main body, just to include, has subheadings based on the number of micro questions asked here. For example, here, millets hold potential benefits for climate smart agriculture. That would be my first micro question, and to ensure nutritional and food security. So I will answer both of these separately. So these are these are things that I call micro question. Immense like benefits of millets for climate smart agriculture. Second, benefits of millets for providing nutritional and food security for the country. So that's how we'll proceed forward. In the introduction, what we do is it's just a warm up conversation with the examiner. So never start answering directly, but make sure that your introduction is relevant. It is just 10 to 12% of the entire word limit. That is for here. It would be around 60 words or a little bit more than that. Keep it to 60 words to be safe. Here we'll give a general explanation of millets. We'll talk about what millets are. Are these crops, grasses? Are these new types of crops, or and how does India grow it traditionally, or is it a new thing? Then we'll move on to the body part 1, which will talk about benefits for climate smart agriculture, benefits of millets here. Body part 2 will talk about benefits of millets for food security, and then we'll give a conclusion. In the conclusion, you cannot give a way forward because we have not talked about any challenges here. What you can do is actually talk about some problems which are keeping us, which are actually holding us back from expanding the potential benefits of millets. Okay, so now starting with the introduction, and here you have to give general explanation of millets. So basically millets are known as superfoods or super crops, and they have been grown traditionally. In fact, India is one of the largest producer of millets. 80% of the millets are produced in India. 80% of Asian millets are produced in India, so to say, and we are one of the largest producers of the world. So these are the points that you can and you should write. Talk about millets. Millets is a crop. Millets are a type of seeds and grasses which hold immense nutritional value. Talk about these 3 to 5 points and you will be done with your introduction. So basically, if I have to explain you about millets, millets are the crops which can grow in conditions which where other crops might not grow. For example, they might grow in areas where water is not adequately available, because the grasses of millets, they absorb water from the atmosphere, so you don't have to actually water it. And the nutritional benefits of millets, it is said that in our diets nowadays we're using a lot of wheat, rice and other sugars which are not good for our health. Millets actually, they keep your sugar levels in control, and hence the diseases that are actually occurring because of lifestyle problems, for example diabetes, obesity, these can be controlled with the help of millets, because they help the mitochondria in your cells. Mitochondria, where the energy is stored, they help the mitochondria in your cells to store more energy, and they also control the glucose levels in your sugar. In your body, not in sugar. So first of all, talking about it, millet is a collective term. It is not just one type of crop. There are like 100 types of millets that we have. So it is a collective term referring to several small seeded annual grasses that are cultivated as grain crops, just like your wheat and rice, primarily on marginal lands where a lot of inputs are not available, in dry areas, in temperate, subtropical and tropical regions. So mostly all types of climatic regions are covered here. So just this first line talking about the climatic regions, talking about the areas where they're grown and what type of crops they are, I think you have given the entire information you could to the examiner regarding millets here. So talking about their the cultural or the historical factor. So yes, they are grown in many countries in Asia and Africa. So almost 131 countries grow millets, and they're the traditional food for around 60 crore people in Asia and Africa. So if they're the traditional food of these so many people, then what went wrong? Why are we having so many lifestyle diseases? Are we not consuming millets? We'll talk about all this, but first of all, just to tell you, remind you, India is the largest producer of millet in the world, so don't leave any chance to not write about it. Definitely mention it in the introduction paragraph itself that India is the largest producer of the world in case of millets, and it accounts for 20% of global production and 80% of Asia's production. So 80% of millets of Asia, they're produced by India, and 20% of the world. Now you can talk about some common millets. Talk about as many as you can remember, but don't overwhelm the examiner with these names. You could have some local names also. Local availability of millets is there. So ragi, that is finger millet, jawar, sama, little millet, bajra, variga, proso millet, etc. These are some of the common millets available in India. Is this important to write? Basically, yes, it is, because you are illustrating with examples that you have clarity around the topic of millets. Now, just appreciating millets a bit by saying that these are considered smart foods or superfoods and have been an important food source in the past, because This we have mentioned here, that they are traditional food sources for around 60 crore people in Asia and Africa. So use your introduction to give as much information of millets as is possible, but do not talk about its benefits or advantages, because that will be taken in the body part section. So in case such a question arises, you should be aware of all this data, India being the largest producer, and all this data which can be talked about millets. If you have more examples, go for it. And especially the first line here holds great importance. Now, moving on to Let's Delve Deeper section. As usual, I cannot take your doubts live since I have already recorded this session. But till here, if you have any doubt, then just in the comment section, write the word intro and share your doubts or share your inputs with me. Moving on to body part 1, and here we'll be talking about benefits of millets for climate smart agriculture. Climate smart agriculture, because it is the need of the hour in India. So you can talk about that. Yes, India is impacted by monsoon. India is an agrarian economy. So many people are employed in agriculture, and most of the agriculture is dependent on water availability through monsoon. Irrigation is available only in 50% of cropped area. The rest of the area is without irrigation. If I talk about the recent Niti Aayog's data, 49% of your land is irrigated. 49% of cropped land is irrigated. Rest of it, it is just dependent on rainfall, mostly monsoon rainfall. Because of climate change, because of global warming, first of all, your crops, they're not able to sustain such high temperatures. Secondly, water availability is not there. Third, because of global warming, new types of pests and diseases for crops are coming up. So if you're talking about climate smart agriculture and millets are a solution to these, then firstly for water, secondly for increasing heat, and thirdly for pests and diseases, these three solutions your millets should provide. And do they do that? Yes, they do it. Not just this, they also recharge the soil. They protect the soil from degradation, because they do not take a lot of nutrients from the soil. In fact, some of the millets give nutrients back to the soil. So I have a lack of animations here. So first of all, they are photo insensitive. That is the first benefit. Photo insensitive means, for example, if I talk about wheat or rice, which are the commonly grown crops in India, we also export them. If you talk about, first of all, don't look at the screen here, just listen to me. If you talk about crops like wheat and rice, they require a certain range of temperature to be able to grow. Similar is the case with sugarcane or any other plant or any plantation crop as well. But with millets, they're photo insensitive, that they do not require a lot of light, and even if a lot of light is there, they will be able to survive. That means your climate change, which might actually induce a lot of sunlight in some areas while lack of sunlight in other areas, your millets are the perfect option to go. So they do not require a specific photo period for flowering. Here your homework is that add examples of rice and wheat, that if wheat does not have adequate sunlight, adequate winter sunlight, it will not sprout, it will not turn into the crop. And if rice does not have adequate availability of heat, summer heat or summer sunlight, then rice will not be able to grow. So give examples and just show millets as the champion here. The second thing here is can grow on poor soils. Yes, we have the problem of soil degradation, which is again increasing because of climate change, and it can grow on poor soils means, first of all, they are genetically able to grow in large quantities with the least external inputs. So first of all, lots of fertilizers will not be required, and external inputs means, for example, if you have to grow crops like rice and wheat, you need to give a lot of fertilizer for the soil to be able to pass nutrients to these crops. But that is not the case with millets. So not possible to grow large quantities of rice and wheat naturally or without external inputs of additional water and fertilizers, because of their genomic content is smaller. But in millets and their grasses, they're genetically able to grow in large quantities with least external inputs. The third one and very important one here is that they're less water intensive. And the fourth one here would be that they're tolerant or resistant to diseases and pests. And the fifth one is that they have low carbon footprint. Moving on to why are they less water intensive here? Because as I told you, they absorb water from atmosphere. So you don't have to water them. If there is moisture in the atmosphere, even little amount of moisture, the millets will be able to absorb it. In the first place. In the second place, they do not even require a high quantity of water to be able to flower. So the grasses of millets can absorb water directly from the atmosphere, and they need very less amount of water for irrigation for survival, unlike wheat, rice, sugarcane, which require huge amount of water for irrigation through dams or underground water pumping, further adding to the carbon footprints. Now here we'll give some data that rice plants need at least 3 times more water to grow in comparison to millets. And just to tell you, millets can feed more people in 1 kg. More people can be fed at least 50 times, at least 50% more people can be fed with 1 kg millet as compared to 1 kg rice. So 1 kg of millet can be grown with only 150 liters of water, but if you have to grow 1 kg of rice, you have to put in 8,000 liters of water. So this same huge amount of water can produce over 30 kg or 30 kg of kodo rice. 8,000 liters of water if we talk about. So such data will be proving useful to you if you encounter any questions of any question of millets. In fact, if you see any question with regards to agriculture or any other crops, I think this data regarding sustainability of agriculture or climate smart agriculture, this can be used. You can give a solution in any of your answers, and the solution could be to use millets, and that's how it can go. So this way about 80% of India's less fertile lands can be also used for farming. Then tolerant or resistant to diseases and pests. This is very important because more resilient to if they're resistant to diseases and pests, that means they will be more resilient to climate shocks as compared to other cereals. Now, the fifth one here is they have low carbon footprint, obviously. Hence, they prevent further soil degradation and help support biodiversity and sustainable land restoration. So, just like in the case of pulses also, we have the case of millets, which are like super crops for the soil. Now, moving on to body part 2, that is benefits for food security. Again, I have animation issues here, but okay. First of all, if you have to talk about food and nutritional security, talk about availability of food. That means hunger. We are not talking about UNDP's definition of hunger. We are not talking about United Nations definition of hunger. We are talking about dictionary definition of hunger. That is because of unavailability of food. So if you talk about they can help fight hunger, that is quantity of food. Why? Because they're less expensive, means they can be afforded by more people. And in arid areas, mostly if you look at arid areas of your country, they are mostly poor areas where the soil is not fertile. It has been historically seen, if the soil is not fertile, people are not very prosperous there. So in arid areas which are also high poverty areas, millets are often the only crops that can be harvested in the dry season and are a crucial part of household food basket. So the food availability can be assured in such areas, and they can help to overcome the food security in difficult periods. For example, if crops fail, or if pest attack is there. Millets are not usually attacked by pests, as we saw in the previous slide. So they can contribute to food security and nutrition of vulnerable populations during time of crisis. And here, this is the favorite comparison I have here, that the same amount of millet in comparison with rice or wheat can also feed more people. So let's say 1 kg of millet you have and 1 kg of rice we have. So 1 kg of millet can feed like 10 people, and 1 kg of rice can feed only 5 people. So that is, it is not just, water benefit is there in case of millets, it is in the case of feeding population as well. Now moving on to the nutritional value, they have a lot of calcium and high iron content. Talking about this, high iron content is there, which can fight high prevalence of anemia in India. And anemia in India, it is found in women and children, especially women of reproductive age. So iron deficiency in women can be cured with the help of millets. Then they are a good source of minerals, magnesium, calcium, fiber, antioxidants and protein. For example, ragi, it is known to have the highest calcium content among all the food grains. Then again, it is gluten-free. Gluten-free, it is an excellent and cost-effective source of iron for iron deficient diets. So gluten-free है, तो आपकी जो effective diets हैं or maintaining a healthy lifestyle, that is also where it can help. The third one, and very important here, is low glycemic index. This is with regards to India, because if you talk about North India is known as the diabetes capital of the world, and India is also becoming the diabetes and obesity capital of the world. So there is an index called glycemic index, which is the relative ranking of carbohydrates or carbs, present of carbs in foods, according to how they affect blood glucose levels. So your wheat, rice, or other crops, they increase the blood sugar, sugar levels in your blood, which are harmful for us. They cause heart attacks, they cause obesity. But millets, they actually keep your sugar levels in blood in control. So which makes them a good option for people with high blood sugar, and it helps tackle lifestyle problems, and it is and a very healthy way of eating, especially in the urban population, which do not have a lot of physical activity. In fact, they sit for long hours in offices, and hence they cannot afford a healthy diet, a healthy lifestyle. They cannot take up a healthy lifestyle. So millets can be their go-to food. Now, in the conclusion, what you will do? Appreciate millets. Yes, as we have seen above, millets are like superfood, super crops. They are the best thing out there. And second thing, talk about challenges. Because of green revolution, the focus of farmers has shifted towards wheat and rice because they get MSP for wheat and rice. Plus millets, they do not sell for high prices in the market, so farmers are not motivated to grow them. Millets have not been successfully provided as part of our public distribution system in all the states. The consumption of millets in our households is very, very less because they are not very tasty as compared to other foods. So, also there is lack of awareness regarding millets. We have so many millets in our country, tens and hundreds of millets, but we hardly consume them. Our daily staple diet is comprises of wheat and rice only. So these are the challenges. Now, when you highlight the challenges, then say that recognizing the need or importance of millets. This 2023 has been recognized as International Year of Millets. Also, the government of India has launched a national plan or national mission for millets promotion. And these are your conclusion points. So millets definitely hold immense potential to deal with contemporary problems. Appreciated, yes, first point. However, if you talk about NSSO household consumption, less than 10% of rural and urban households reported consumption of millets. So that is sad. Under NFSA, central pool, and the quantity of coarse grains, that is millets, procured for the central pool and distributed under National Food Security Act, it has been negligible. So the push to distribute millets as part of PDS, it has not gained momentum as of now. And the production of millets and demand for them had declined in the past. Why? Because of wheat, maize or rice, they became the dietary preferences of population because MSP was given on them, or minimum support price, these as a result of green revolution. So now, by promoting millets, first of all, you can relate it with farmers' income. Farmers' income can be increased. We can trade in millets. We can more, generate awareness of millets. For example, for G20 also, in the various conferences held, we had separate counters for millets. Now, World Food Program, your food conference in India is going on, which was convened last week. So in that also, awareness regarding millets is being generated. So we can actually motivate the other parts of the world to consume millets so that our farmers can earn money out of it. Trade in millets can be increased. So by promoting millets and regaining market opportunities, additional source of revenue can be increased for smallholder farmers, since they do not require a lot of inputs, millets. Hence, farmers can benefit a lot here. And in the food sector, boosting economic growth. Then this is the initiative for nutritional security through intensive millet proportion. This has been released by government to increase MSP for millets, so that farmers are motivated to grow it. Then greater trade in millets can improve diversity of global food system, very important for the world. Then talk about this International Year of Millets that UN announced it, and what is the significance of it? Don't just end there. That it is an opportunity to increase global production of millets, ensure efficient processing and consumption, promote better utilization of crop rotations, and encourage better connectivity throughout food systems to promote millets as a key component of food baskets. So that's your question, that's your answer for today. I'm displaying the question again. Millets hold immense potential benefits for climate smart agriculture and to ensure the nutritional and food security of the country. Explain for 15 marks, 600 words. So it is Monday. We will be taking answers till Wednesday, 5 p.m. If you're new to this initiative, then let me just tell you, you can write your own answer to this question. You can take all help from the information that we have discussed here. The PDF for this discussion will be available on Telegram tomorrow morning. So take all the help from this discussion. And before Wednesday 5 p.m, kindly post your answer in the comment section. Our team will provide you with free evaluation. Our experts sit together to evaluate every answer. You can go back to previous videos and watch the comprehensive evaluations that have been provided previously. So kindly go through them, post your answers ASAP. I'll see you on Wednesday, 5 p.m. All the very best for your examination. And you can send your feedback to us at hello@edutap.co.in or in the YouTube comment section below. If you have any query with regards to which you want to contact us, then you can do that at 8146 207 241. I'll see you on Wednesday, 5 p.m. Take care.